Okay, so we're back for part two. So transportation is slowly changing from a fossil fuel dominated system to using more hybrid engines. And then we're seeing more and more fully electric cars on the road. So I put a graph together looking at the average emissions, CO2 emissions each year for different types of engines. So we look at gasoline engines, we're going to emit about 4.6 metric tons, or about excuse me, 4,600 kilograms of CO2 per year through an average gasoline engine. And then compare that to diesel. Diesel is actually the worst engine that you can have. Well, one of the worst. I don't. Maybe there's some other engines that are using more, at emitting 5.2 metric tons, or 5,200, sorry, 5,200 kilograms of CO2 in the atmosphere. Then hybrid engines, it gets a bit less. So here you're using electricity and you're using gas at 3,200 grams, sorry, 3,200 kilograms of CO2 per year. And then electric engines down at 2,600 kilograms per year. And so electric cars don't emit any tailpipe emissions. So it's not like they're producing the gas directly. Um, it's the electricity that you need to power the car that's going to need, or that's going to produce some CO2 to create. So if we look back at our energy section, the cleaner the energy, the better these electric cars are going to be for the environment. There's also some issues with electric cars with the environmentally environmentally friendly the batteries are, because currently the batteries, the elements they're made out of, are not great for the environment. So when they get dumped, it's kind of like the byproducts of nuclear waste. They need to be dumped properly, and they have to be done carefully so they don't affect the environment. So a couple things for electric cars to really kind of take over. I was thinking about currently buying, well, when we're looking at a car, looking at buying an electric car, they're a bit more expensive. They're not crazy expensive anymore. But also, let's say if I want to go on a road trip, most electric cars can only get like 400 kilometers or maybe 300 kilometers. Then you got to wait to charge it up, instead of a gas car. Okay, I can drive 700 kilometers, fill it up, and go right away. So the problem with electric cars is they don't have the range, and it takes a while to charge them up. Even though there is some fast charging ones that take, I don't know, Tesla takes like half an hour to charge up. It has good range. Um, so for electric cars really take over, batteries need to be improved, as well as the cost for electric vehicles need to come down. And then if we want to look further into the future, if we want to completely change the industry. So right now, planes produce a ton of CO2 because their engines are very inefficient. They produce a lot of, they go through a lot of gas. So if we want planes to be electric, electric engines need to be more powerful as well and last a lot longer. So as batteries improve, as our fuel or our energy improves as well, electric is going to be the way to go in the future. It should be said that gasoline engines over the years have become more and more, have emitted less and less CO2 each year. They're getting more and more efficient, and they're getting cleaner. So it's not like, oh, you got a gasoline engine, it's going to remain just terrible for the environment. It is slowly improving, but we don't have time to wait for it to slowly improve. We have to make the change now. Okay, and then the last thing I want to talk about, well, real quick, is if we want to look more into the future, there's actually a possibility that we can use CO2 as a fuel. So instead of emitting CO2, we can take in CO2 and we can use that as fuel to get places. So I linked an article. I didn't want to talk too much about it. I didn't want the video to be super long. So if you're curious, have a look at the article. If you have any questions on that, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. And then kind of just sum it up, technology is definitely improving, and we are becoming more and more environmentally friendly in the things we do. But as the world population increases, as more and more people start using technology and using vehicles, we see that we're not really dropping our CO2 emissions. They're just increasing because we need to produce more and more things because more people, and people are buying more. So it's great that technology is improving, but unless we have dramatic change in technology or a dramatic change in the way that we approach energy, we're not going to see the drop off we need. So we really need to embrace change, and we need to change fast. Okay. I hope you all have a great Monday, and maybe I'll be seeing some of you today or this week. So I look forward to that. If you have any questions or any concerns at all, please let me know. Have a great rest of the day.